Hello world, it is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021, and another beautiful sunny day this morning. You see the side of my face all kind of washed out in the camera because it's just so bright outside. It's supposed to be another warm day. I think we're supposed to have a few more days of this warmth and then back to what normal April temperatures might be. Today's devotion is entitled Shook by Martha Spong. And it's based upon the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verse 8. Trembling, and New International Version. Trembling and bewildered, the women went out and fled from the tomb. They said nothing to anyone because they were afraid. And Martha writes, maybe you've been in that space, in that feeling, when you hear news so stunning it leaves you shook. It might be good news, bad news, whatever it is, you can't find words for it. You have to hope that those around you will know how you feel, that you love them no matter what, or that you want them to celebrate with you, or that you will be on team whatever needs to be done. In the pandemic, that kind of news has come to us from a distance. Rather than across a table, the person giving it is on a video or phone screen. And so we can't put a hand on theirs or an arm around them or wrap them in a hug. We can't help them or ourselves with acts of presence we would normally expect at the news of a birth or a death, a wedding or a divorce, a great new job or the loss of the work we love. Mark's gospel leaves the ending open, putting us in that space, in that feeling where what's happened has moved us to silence accompanied only by our trembling. I'm glad these brave women who left home to follow Jesus had each other in that moment when the shock of grief became fear of the unknown. These three sisters in a struggle ran until they stopped, and one put her arms around the others and found the words, I know we're shook, but maybe, this is good news. Gracious God, we ask for the strength to carry our good news, even, especially when we tremble. Amen. Oh, this devotion makes me think of a couple things. First is that there are two endings to Mark. And basically the original ending, or the ending that shows up in the oldest manuscripts, is that the women run away not sure what to say and that they're frightened. That's where the oldest manuscripts end. Some not as old manuscripts then add a little bit more to that to make them more concurrent with the other gospel stories. But I kind of like the way Mark ends in the older texts, because it probably really depicts what many of them were feeling. They were shocked and didn't know what to think at the time. And it kind of leaves it open-ended. It doesn't answer questions. It raises questions. And I think, to me, that's what a life of faith ought to be about, is exploring questions, not just accepting things with certitude and without any doubt. The other thing this devotion for me touches on is the difficulties we've had in the pandemic, because I really think a physical presence can make a huge difference in the event of some really exciting news or even very difficult news. It's good to have technology to be able to still connect with people, but there's nothing like being able to be with someone. And in the pandemic, being with someone sometimes is even harder, because there's a reluctance to want to reach out and touch, to hug, to hold. But we're getting over the pandemic. It's slowly going away. People are getting vaccinated. So we can get back to what may seem like normal, maybe a new normal than what we were used to before, but we'll get there. But there's a lot of questions, just as there was for those women at the end. I hope you have a good day, and I will try to talk to you again tomorrow.